There's a pretty big difference. Mike manually aligning those screens to a center line. He's having to make a lot more micro adjustments. For me, I use the special registration palette, and the PRU got me a lot closer, but obviously LTS is going to win every single time. You take a lot of human error that could happen out of the equation, and now the LTS is putting it on 3 points of contact, your palette, 3 points of contact, locking that in. So as far as efficiency, that's probably the best, but you know, there's a price jump. Yeah, you're still going to get it done no matter what. It's just how long do you want to take? We want to improve your productivity inside your shop. So shooting this video, hopefully that gives you kind of an understanding of how long it actually is taking you.
Okay, let's do the time comparison for the Saudi LTS. Let's start the clock. That here, and then we're going to drag and drop it into the ripping station. It's going to auto rip everything, take care of everything it needs to do over there. Once it's done on our rip station, it's going to auto populate into our LTS production folder.
From start to finish, how long it would be per screen to set up. So now I'm going to grab my screen, put it in the clamps, corner clamp, side clamp, laser boxes. I know these are centered, but I'm gonna have to move my bottom one.
Hey Rockers, this is Mike with the ROQ US service team. I'm out here in Claremont, Florida, showing you guys today how to put your film on a screen without any sort of assistance. So first things first, we need to make sure that our film is in the correct location on each screen. So to do that, we got our handy T-square here. I already measured my screen out. It's at 23 by 31. My center point is roughly at about 11 3/4, so I made a little dot on my T-square.
Everything here is super easy. We're templating everything. So when it comes down to the size and position of the art, that's on a template. When it comes to exposure time, depending on what mesh we're using, that's on a template. So ideally, everything is ready to go and ready to run as soon as we hit press.
So if you compare this to manually just applying the film on, this is going to be a lot quicker. And then if you compare this to the CTS or LTS, this is just not going to be as precise, right? Because you've got that human element of somebody actually physically putting the film onto the screen. So I'm going to be close. I might not be 100%, but I'm going to be a lot better than if I was manually just trying to align this.
So first, I'm going to go ahead and line up my left to right axis, utilizing the registration marks on my film. Next, we want to make sure that we're at least 5 inches down and still remaining straight on the screen. I always double check after I make any changes because you guys can have this shift a little bit on you. And once we're good to go, we're going to tape all 4 corners.
All right, guys, so we just got done aligning our film on the positive registration unit. Now I need to take that and expose it. What I highly recommend is getting a step calculator. You can get these at really any of your screen printing supply companies. Ours came with this Ryonet 21 step exposure unit. Really, when I wash out this screen, I want to see 7 steps. If there's one extra, it's overexposed. One under, it's underexposed.
Everything's been washed out, everything looks great. We can put them in the drying cabinet so they can dry faster than if we just sat them out by themselves. All right, now we're live on press. We have our screens that we imaged using our Saudi LTS. Let's see how long it takes to set everything up. Took 2 minutes and 49 seconds to reg everything using our SRP, special registration palette.
I'm gonna start the timer, throw the palette on, and then go ahead and start locking in my screens. Set up my 4 screens, had a few things that I had to move around a flash just in the print sequence. So took me a little bit longer than expected, but there's my time. So now I'm gonna go ahead and throw squeegees, flood bars, ink, and then I'll run a print.
So we're gonna be manually registering all of our screens on the press. I've already used my T-square to create a center line, measured down 3 inches from the top, so I have a cross-reference for where my screens are gonna be aligning. Here we go. Bring my screen down, unlock, and now we're doing this all manually. So I'm going to align my center line to my registration mark here on the screen. So we're good on the front. Yeah, anytime you're making these adjustments, you always want to double check the opposite side. This can be a little time consuming, but it's definitely good to understand the fundamentals of how to register a screen without all the little tools that you can purchase. That's our first screen, good to go. Today we're printing on an Eco, so I do have that nice fetch palette feature. That's gonna allow me to move this palette around to exactly where I need it. We're gonna line up. All right, well that's it.
Now that Mike already printed and you saw his results with manually lining up films onto the screens and then manually lining up the screens on the palette, I have done the positive registration unit and aligned with the special registration palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and load a shirt, and see what my registration looks like after it gets done doing it. So let's take a look. With the PRU, I'm really close. There's just a small adjustment. This was the print. Now I'm gonna go to doing a few micros and should be locked in, and maybe a couple prints. So that's it.
You can see with the 3 points of contact on the LTS and on the special registration palette, we're able to lock things in super fast, have production up and running in next to no time.
And here we go.
Obviously, seasoned vets, they're probably manually lining up a lot faster, but you know, you compare that to the LTS or the PRU, it's a significant difference, not having to make those micro adjustments. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. If you guys want any more information, please contact us at 187rocket now, ROQ.us, any of our social medias. We're here to help. Come out and see us, and then you can actually see this in real life. Until then, rock out and keep on a printing.